Sorry, I had to get a little pent-up energy out. What is going on, Crypto fam? Happy Monday, and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I am one of your co-hosts, David, and we are coming at you from our studio here in Windy City, Nevada, aka Sin City, Nevada, with our daily, on the weekdays, live shows. If it's your first time checking us out, please make sure that you know that we don't talk anything financial advice on the channel. Everything we say should be just our opinion. Do your own research. With that being said, allow me to introduce you to my and your co-host, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do the live streams. We also do the deep dives and other content. Make sure you check those out. And how else would you check them out and know they're out there unless you had the notification bell hit? So we're going to go backwards in our order of recommendations. Check the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. Like the video. If you don't like the video, what the hell wrong with you? Now, Bitcoin moving, baby.
Bitcoin's moving.
Bitcoin is moving. You know your boy going to put on the bullhorns. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm convinced we should spend some money and buy Robin an actual Bitcoin or a bull costume.
That's right.
What do you think? Good idea?
Maybe I'll get one of those like
as long as I'm more than $20.
one of those like bull nose ring piercings on your nose.
Yeah, you know, that's a good.
All the emo kids have nowadays.
That's a good starting point. You know, that's not a bad
That's a
idea.
good idea.
Roll call.
All right, roll call. Sin City Crypto was the first in the chat. You
Wow.
see that? Yeah. Congratulations to us.
Make sure you subscribe.
Now we got Brokioshi in here, actually first in the chat. What up, my dude? Marky Mark, Hindi. We got Crypto Junkie, Chef Murder, HP, Big Chili Willie, James Wheeler. I forget what your nickname is for him, but it sounds cool when you say
Wheeling dealing James Wheeler.
There it is. And then Why You Loud Gang. And so if you ain't liked the video yet, like the video, thank you. Yeah, you see, I got that Raiders gear today.
You always have Raiders gear.
Hey, this is
Not just today.
This is a fresh shirt, though. You know?
I am convinced you own nothing but Raiders shirts.
You know what? I'm actually putting together a video for our members.
Oh.
And in the video, I woke up this morning and I showed my closet.
You did.
If you're curious for the members out there, if you're curious what my closet looks like, there's actually other stuff than Raiders gear, but there's a good amount of Raiders gear in there. Yeah.
What do you think the percentage is? 80%, guys?
No.
75. 95.
This shirt literally is brand new. Like, never worn it before. I mean, I see HP over here talking about buying another shirt.
That's right.
Buy me another Raider shirt. How about that?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Buy him a Charger shirt.
I got to represent Las Vegas, baby. You know? All right. So anyways, we went into the weekend thinking that we might be heading lower. There was red week for traditional finance. NASDAQ was down. And, volume was down in the exchanges. And everybody's talking about this $25,000, $22,000, $18,000 Bitcoin. Knock it out. What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking real silly. Because look what Bitcoin did. Straight reversal. Straight bounce like a trampoline right off that 30,000. And yes, we're at 31,000, but this is only the beginning. The beginning of a epic and
consolidation.
An amazing trajectory straight to the moon, baby.
Straight sideways. Parallel to the right.
Man. All kidding aside, we still in the same place we've been at for the last 3 weeks. And you know what? We bounced down to 28. We bounced up to 31.5 or 29 or whatever
We got to
it
32.
is. Yeah. Well, either way, we're like until we make we're gonna be here until we might see 31 today, might see 28 tomorrow, whatever it is. Until we see a big swing, this is where we're gonna be at for a minute. So until we get that big confirmed breakout, 27,000, 26,000, 33,000. This is where we're going to hang out for a while, just ping pong back and forth, bounce around.
We might see a big rally when this new Lummis bill comes out on tomorrow. It's supposed to be the cornerstone of how crypto will be regulated moving forward. So it's a co-sponsored bill by a Republican and a Democrat. One of the few times they're working together in something that involves money and finance. So I'm curious, when that comes out tomorrow, if it's super bullish, I can see Bitcoin move up to that 34.5. If it's not,
if it was a directive by, say, the SEC or the CFTC, perhaps I would agree. Now, I hope it is. I mean, I don't know. I just think a bill regarding regulation for cryptocurrency, at the moment with the volume and retail investors really, that aren't hardcore in crypto, I just don't see them looking at, they propose crypto regulation and they're going to FOMO in and buy Bitcoin.
Institutions might.
Not unless it comes from the SEC. That's where I'm getting at. I think just because a bill is proposed by a couple of congressmen, I don't think that's going to make institutions all of a sudden be like, let's take our treasury and invest in Bitcoin. They're proposing a bill. Now, if it was SEC and you are a little bit apprehensive on investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the SEC comes out and like, all green light across the board. You know what I mean? Invest freely. Don't even stress. Like, this is not a security. And
that's never gonna happen.
Oh man, you know what? I gotta tell you a story, man. Your boy was over here playing. Is it story time? Yeah, let's go. Story time. This is a good one. All right. So I'm up in the cave playing Call of Duty. My wife over here next to me.
Which cave? What's the name of the map again?
The map?
Yeah.
Is Caldera.
Yes.
Caldera. So I'm up in the cave playing Call of Duty. My wife's sitting next to me, not playing Call of Duty, but the printer's in the same zone, and so she over here banging on the printer trying to get this thing to work, and I get matched up, right? And so I got some random people I'm playing with. So if you're not familiar with Call of Duty, it's a team-based shooter, 4 people on a team. So I jump in, they slide me 3 people. This guy looks at my name, Sin City Crypto. He's like, "Oh, crypto, huh?" He's like, what crypto should I buy, bro? And I'm like, Bitcoin, man. I don't know. And anyways, this fool was like, well, I mean, you say Bitcoin, but I mean, aren't you concerned that it trades as a security? Or, that it's a security and, that might regulate and go under? And
tell him you killed him.
Bro, anyways, I'm trying to play video games, man. I'm not trying to sit here and go back and forth like I'm sitting here at work with David. You know what I mean? I just want to go and just go out and get my kills, win my game like I normally do. How you doing? And anyways, so then I'm like, it's not listed as security, and he was all like, blah blah blah. The SEC. I'm like, well, the CFTC chair, the last 2 of them, have deemed Bitcoin a commodity and not a security. And he was all like, oh well, and then he starts talking about the SEC, and then he goes in and he starts throwing out he just goes down the list of FUD, like literally just like a congressman. He started talking about, well, there's Bitcoin mining takes up 400,000 terawatt hours of internet. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm just like, please, not right now. This is my moment. This is my moment of relief here. And so then he was like, it takes up 1.5% of the world's energy. I'm like, it does not take 1.5%. 0.01. He's all like, well, in my college textbook, because he's enrolled in a financial college or whatever. He's like, my financial. I was like, yo, your textbooks are written by institutions that have nothing to do with cryptocurrency, that are only trying to provide information that helps out their own industry. They're not talking about world economics and what's going on in other places. They're just talking about U.S. economics and the legacy system. Anyways, I'm like, yo, you're wrong. This trash. He's like, well, give me blah blah blah. And then all the while, the other 2 teammates on my team are like, what the hell are y'all talking about, man? Shut up. And then and then this dude, he's all like, well, Gary Gensler, he was an MIT grad. I'm like, you know what he did at MIT? He taught a class on blockchain. I'm like, don't sit here and try to tell me. I'm like, and then he was all like, well, are they a registered security? I'm like, Bitcoin cannot go in and register as a security. Who is supposed to walk down and register? Like, who's supposed to fill out an application? I'm like, that's like, they're a commodity. It's like trying to say gold hasn't went down and registered. Like, nobody can go register gold. There's no gold mascot. Like, get out of here, man. And then anyways, I'm over here, and I'm looking up, and my wife's looking at me. She's like, can you just let it go? Can you just play some video games? I'm like, he started it.
You messed up.
He started it.
You know, the solution was simple, and you missed it. It's just a headshot. That's it. Headshot, and that's it.
I ended up telling him, I was like, look, bro, don't listen to any of my advice. Just keep investing in fiat, man. Put all your money in savings. Dump it all in there. Don't move it. just invest in your 401k. Just keep your freaking dollars and leave me the hell alone, because the longer it takes you to realize you're in the wrong game, the longer my game is cheap right now. And I can invest in the future at a lower price as long as these dumbasses don't realize. Man, get out of my game, man. That's my time of relief.
Did he at least come through for the team, or what? Was he good?
No, he sucked too, man.
Salt to the wound.
And then anyways, we ended up dying hella early because none of us could communicate. And my two partners are like, Jesus. And then we ended up dying like 5 minutes into it. And I'm just like, and then I just rage quit. And I was like, I'm out of here, man. Get out of here.
Funny.
Anyways.
All right. Let's get into it.
Bitcoin, $31,226. Looking good. This is what the day chart looks like. Look at that. That's a nice pump right there. Good increase in volume as well. And then going into the 7-day, just to give you perspective, kind of where we were, what was this, 5 days ago. So 5 days ago, we were here. The last 4 days, we were here. And we're back. So I think we're going to see a lot more of this. If you look at the 1 month, pretty much from I think it was the 10th of May all the way across. Just up and down, man. Trade on this side of the 30. Trade on this side of the 30. Trade on this side of the 30. This side, this side, this side. What's up?
Look at all those. So people always worry, how do you make money in the bear market? Look at all those swings. I mean, of course, it's hard at time, but you can still make money.
You know, I wouldn't recommend swing trading. I mean, my recommendation, not financial advice, is just hodl. However, I mean, it don't get much easier than this, like David said. You know what I mean? You at 30,000, buy. I mean, sell. You down here at 28,
buy.
Sell. Buy. Sell. Buy. Sell. Buy. And you know, if you just did this with one Bitcoin, for example, let's just say you owned one Bitcoin, and you did this once, twice, and you just literally put in put in a buy order at 28. Say we put a buy order at we'll say we put a buy order at 29, and we put a sell order at 30. You can make $1,000. You'd make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, and then yeah. So you would have made $7,000 in the last 3 weeks. You would have made $7,000, not accounting for the trading fees, but you'd make seven grand simply putting a buy order at 29,000 and a sell order at 30,000. And the second the order fills, you just put in another one. You're just like, okay, you fill at 30. You're like, okay, cool. Sell at 29. And if you just did that the last 3 weeks, you made $7 grand if you had one Bitcoin. You multiply that by 10 Bitcoin, you made 70 grand. If you don't even have a full Bitcoin, you only have 10% of a Bitcoin, you just made $700.
Not bad.
Pretty simple way of going.
Pays for gas for the week.
There it is. Gas for the week. $700, yeah.
$6 almost, man.
So anyways, you know, when people like to swing trade, they like to overcomplicate things and try to, you know. And now here's the thing, like if you're doing that mentality and you're getting greedy and you're like, all right, I'm gonna sell it 28.2. Well, it doesn't hit 28.2 here. It only hits 28.7. Here it hits 28.7. You know, so you know here it hits 28.4. You know, so if you have like realistic price targets, you're not getting greedy. Pretty simple to swing trade. But once again, if you're gonna get into crypto and look to make money on the long term, I'll just stick to hodling. But Ethereum, well over the 1,800 mark now, and farther away from my $1,600 buy order I have in. So, you know what?
You got greedy, man. I told you 17 was a good price.
Oh, I'm fine now. I have no rush here, and I still firmly believe. Do you believe it will hit $1,600 at some point in the next 3 months?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So at some point in the next 3 months, I'll fill my order, and then we'll see where the rest of my buy is going after that. And then taking a look at what is up. Helium up 11%. Helium is up like a helium balloon. Where's the crickets at?
Right here.
There it is.
Great analysis, Robin. Thank you so much.
I'm here all week, baby.
You're a genius.
All right. A lot of green in the market. Luna down. Elron down. Waves down. Waves had a big pump last week. So not surprised has a little retracement. But as we said, the biggest winner is Helium. But we also got Rune, Curve Finance, and Loopring as far as rounding out the big gainers as well. Taking a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, a little bit more peace of mind here. We're at 13. We were all the way down to 10, which almost touched the single digits, and which has historically been great times to buy. I think anything in this $30,000 channel, great time to buy, whether it's Bitcoin or even an altcoin. I wouldn't go too far down the list, but let's be real. If you're looking to buy an altcoin, if you're looking to get some Mina or Harmony One or Curve Finance or Near Protocol, you're trying to get some of these lower, further down the list. I mean, not much better time than now. Will the prices get cheaper? I think they will. But let's not kid ourselves. If you believe the project long term, you think it's going to be around in 3 to 4 years, buy it now, reap the rewards later. A lot of green in the traditional markets. NASDAQ up 7.7%. And now this has been kind of fluctuating. There's lots of different news coming out of the global economic sector. One, we have China's ease restrictions. So hopefully we get a little bit of a little relief on this supply chain. I know some of the hard to come by electronics are back on the shelves. So the used car prices are starting to come down. And so getting back to a little bit of normalcy and the fact that we had to scare what China going into massive lockdown and shutting everything down, that's eased up a little bit. Also, they've slowed down on some of their tech investigations. So China was investigating heavily into speculative tech stocks or tech companies, and that created a lot of fear. Anyways, China calmed down, and they opened it up. So that was one of the big reasons for the global markets. Global markets are up over 1 to 2% earlier this morning. Now, we do have the Fed interest rate hike coming in. We're going to find out Friday, right?
I believe the.
Well, we have two things happening. So we got the
CPI.
the CPI coming out, and then we have the interest rate hike as well. So both of those coming up this week. I'm not 100% sure on the Fed interest rate hike, but it's around the corner. If it's not this Friday, it'll be early next week. And then we're expecting 0.5%. So 0.5% by 0.5% is what we're forecasting, or what the experts are forecasting. And then with the, you know what? That's actually all I got. Oh, you know what? You know what happened over this weekend?
What?
Your boy Biden, old Sleepy Joe, and Doja Lamar's man himself, Elon Musk. They got into it, man. Did you hear about this?
Yeah. I briefly, but I didn't really.
All right, here, check this one out.
Musk
All right, so let me make sure I got this pulled up here. All right, this is what happened. Old Sleepy Joe woke up and had a press meeting. Anyways, take a look.
Musk has said that he has a super bad feeling about the U.S. economy. He's laying off 10% of.
So the reporter said Elon Musk has got a super bad feeling about the U.S. economy. First of all, what kind of reporter question is that?
Well, that's what he tweeted.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, Musk. So Musk said he was gonna start freeze hiring and possibly laying people off because what she said. He had a super bad feeling.
Okay. So Musk laid off people and blamed it on the economy, right?
Well, on his feeling of the economy.
Okay. All right. I got a feeling. All right, so back here we go.
Musk has said that he has a super bad feeling about the U.S. economy. He's laying off 10% of his workforce. What do you say to Elon Musk about his feeling about the economy? Jamie Dimon has said similar things.
Well, let me tell you, while Elon Musk is talking about that, Ford is increasing their investment overwhelmingly. I think Ford is increasing the investment in building new electric vehicles, 6,000 new employees, union employees, I might add, in the Midwest. The former Chrysler Corporation, Stellantis, they are also making similar investments in electric vehicles. Intel is adding 20,000 new jobs for making computer chips. You know, lots of luck in this trip to the moon. I mean, I don't. I mean,
Are you going to go to Saudi Arabia, Mr. President?
I'm not sure where I'm going.
All right.
How much you want to bet on his little card he pulled out? There was emojis on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just emojis. Like a crying face, an angry face.
I don't know. I just expected it to be like a tissue he blew his nose into, and he just opens it up, it's just like dried up boogers.
You know, he should do more of that. I feel like, you know, that
Here's the
his
thing.
train of thought.
Dude literally said, good luck with your trip to the moon. Bro, you're partnered with NASA. You are partnered with NASA. The government agency that is the United States aerospace industry. NASA is partnered with Elon Musk. They have a partnership to go to the moon together. And you're like, yeah, good luck going to the moon. What does that mean?
He's our president.
Did you forget? Did you just forget that she has a multi-billion-dollar,
That's not a serious question,
multi-year
right?
partnership with NASA? And you're like, yeah, good luck with that moon thing. Like,
Bro, the guy can't remember half the things he's supposed to say. You think he's going to remember that Elon Musk is partnered with NASA?
Jesus, man.
I mean,
man.
Joseph Robert Biden. I think his
Goodness.
middle name is Robin.
Robin, huh?
Joseph Robin Biden.
You know, I also I read another I heard another article about Biden. So you know, him and his wife, they don't argue. They have what they call flexing or flexting. Huh? So flexing, yeah, it's a word he had created. So instead
like
of
sexting.
arguing, yeah, it's kind of like sexting, but instead of arguing, they fight over text.
Ah.
So that way the Secret Service agents don't see it. So and it's like I hate you. She's like, hope you die. All the while Biden's just smiling like,
She's texting him, you forgot my birthday. Flexting. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, hey, you know, who knows? Maybe flexting will go viral. Maybe that'd be Biden's thing. You know, next thing you know, everybody out here, me and David gonna be flexing over here after the show.
Why'd you say that? I don't know. Okay, fine. That's it.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, let's roll into our very next segment of our show, the hot take.
It's hot.
All right, so I'm going to preface our hot take by pulling up a quick article. Now, everyone knows what happened to UST. Well, 3 days after UST collapsed, Tron launched their algorithmic stablecoin, USDD. Now, it's important to remember this was in the works for 3 months prior to the crash of UST, so it's not like they saw it or, you know, they could have. It was already in the works. It was pretty much here. And so in the article, it says the decentralized dollar has upgraded into the first over-collateralized decentralized stablecoin with current collateralization levels way above 200% with a guaranteed minimum of 130, backed by a basket of several assets, including the dollar, Bitcoin stables, and their native asset, Tron. This is from Justin Sun. Quote, spearheading the stablecoin 3.0 era, the upgraded over-collateralized USDD will add more diversified features to underpin its stability. So our next deep dive that's coming out next Wednesday, we had to take a few weeks off to work out some kinks in the studio. I'm going to go over in detail Tron, how it kind of very similar to Terra and what we're talking about it. But as far as our hot take today, here's the question. Can USDD be the first successful algorithmic stablecoin? Robin, I'm going to send it to you first.
Man, I got so much I want to say about all this, man.
Please, take the floor.
First of all, it's deep dive. It makes no sense to me. Now, Tron and Luna have nothing to do with each other, okay? Luna, first of all, was created as a dual token. So the premise of Luna was to have algorithmic stablecoin on one side, Terra Luna on the other, UST and Luna token, and the two are interchangeable. The Tron network launched in 2017. It has spent the last 5 years growing its ecosystem. It started as a layer one smart contract base layer protocol. No algorithmic stable coins. This thing just literally launched 2 weeks ago. And so the project's been up and running for 5 years, nothing to do with algorithmic stable coins, and now they're happen to integrate it later. Same thing can be said with other projects. There's a multitude of algorithmic stable coins out there. And so not only is Tron going to run an algorithmic stable coin, but so are a handful of other ones as well. You got DAI, which is an Ethereum-based stablecoin. You have Magic Internet Money. And then you have, which runs on PancakeSwap, Binance Smart Chain, and also Curve Finance. You have Frax as well. And then you have the My token, which runs on Coinbase and Coinbase Wallet. So Coinbase has their own algorithmic stablecoin. You have Neutrino. There's also Tribe. Ampleforth, sure you heard of that. Another Ethereum-based stablecoin. USDX on the Kava network. And then we have the brand new USDD. Here's the thing. Do you want a centralized company, government running our stablecoin? For me, I want an algorithmic stablecoin. Now, I get it. We just had a catastrophe happen, an epic collapse, a failure of properly implementing a stablecoin and getting cocky and not doing your due diligence. And so due to people's negligence and ignorance, you had what was the epic collapse of Terra Luna. But don't get discouraged, because in decentralized finance, you need a decentralized token to transact with, not a centralized token, not Circle. Not Circle is partnered with the U.S. government on multiple different levels. They facilitate trade between the U.S. and Venezuela for some reason. Don't ask me why, but that's an article I found a couple years ago. And so you have a hybrid U.S. stablecoin, basically. You have a CBDC of sort, a hybrid, that is backed not even one-to-one. It falls short of a one-to-one backing. And then you look at Tether, it's maybe 80% backed one-to-one. And then it's backed with debt as well. And so you look at a project USDD, they're doing something right. What are they doing? They're backed over 200% collateral. So not only do they have their algorithmic stablecoin on the front end. So the USDD, if you're not familiar, Tron's algorithmic stablecoin. It is algorithmically pegged. And then on top of that, they have over double the amount of collateral on the back end to stabilize the price. This is the best of both worlds. This is what Terra Luna didn't have. Terra Luna didn't have the collateral on the back end. They had I think it was over $10 billion market cap on their UST, and they only had
17.
How much was it?
16, 18.
16 to 18. So even better. So you had something that was over $16 billion worth of market cap, and your collateral was $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin.
No, they had other stuff in there.
No, but I'm saying their main,
Yes.
they had, and then they also backed it up with their own token. So they had the Terra token as collateral, and they had other things as well. But the big thing was, hey, Terra Luna's buying Bitcoin. But here's the thing: there wasn't enough to even hold up its own peg. So if you have a $16 billion stablecoin, it needs to be backed by $16 billion worth of value on the back end. And
That's not tied to your
directly to your chain.
main token. Yeah.
And so with Tron, they're backed by Bitcoin, they're backed by USDC, they're backed by USDT, and over 200%. So for one, the algorithmic stablecoin holds its value by interchanging and swapping with Tron, just in the same way that all algorithmic stablecoins do. It's the fundamentals, no different. The Cardano one, the Jeb's gonna do the same thing. All of the ones I listed here earlier, they're all gonna do the same thing as well. And so the premise is you do an algorithmic backed stablecoin, and then you have a security feature that can prop it up. The security feature needs to be enough, though. That's the problem. Terra Lunas would have been fine. If they would have had $16 billion worth of Bitcoin on the back end, or let's say $30 billion, like USDD would have, then at that point, you can handle a fall in the price because you can just simply inject money. If you don't have the security or the insurance on the back end, you're just hoping your algorithm works. And here's the thing. The algorithms right now, they're just not tested. We don't know if they work. So because of that, you need the assurance on the back end, something USDD has done. And then on top of that, they cap it at $2 billion. Why is that a big thing? So USDD, they will not issue more than $2 billion worth of their stablecoin token. And the reason being is that if their stablecoin token outgrows the base layer protocol, then at that point, when you go to liquidate or trade over, you're going to basically debase the said currency on the other end. So if you look at Luna's example, you had an $18 billion market cap, and when you just crushed that down like they did, or took all the value, Luna's the one that suffered. And then lastly, what really doomed Luna's chain wasn't the fact that they had the biggest thing that was the downfall was the 20% yield that you got from Anchor Protocol. And so because of that, there was no lockup period. That's the big takeaway here. The big the big boo-boo was that you didn't lock anything up. So when people saw what was happening, they started removing their lockups. They started removing their staking, and they started selling immediately. So Tron, 1 year, locked up. Boom, guaranteed. So if the price starts to fall, all the people that are locked up doing their staking, and it's 30%. That's good. I mean, at face value, you're like, how do you do 30%? Not sustainable. Probably not sustainable. But whatever. Here's the thing. Whatever you decide to give out, those people that are staking can't remove. They can't dump the price. And then on top of that, there's like also limits set in place. So that way, basically they just stop you from selling. So you can't have a spiral. So I think very highly of it. I think out of all the algorithmic stable coins, I think they have the most promise at the moment. They have a pretty big market cap right now. They're at $700 billion. And they're in the top 100 on the market cap list as well.
$700 billion?
Excuse me, 700 million. Is it 700 million? Hold on a second.
For what, USDD?
Yeah.
675.
Okay. So basically a little shy of $700 million. So, that's top 100 on the coin market cap list. So they're a major player already. And you know what? There's been a ton of adoption of Tron. I'm actually starting to come around on Tron. I mean, they have the largest smart contract network below Ethereum when it comes to Asia. And if you see, people always want to discount Samsung back in the day. You saw what they did compared to Apple. You know what I mean? Head and head, So, I don't know. I'm really bullish on Tron, man. Justin Sun, he might be a little sketchy, I guess, but at the end of the day, I don't see any issue with it. And I want algorithmic stable coins. I don't want government-backed stable coins. Simple as that.
So there are a lot of eerily similar things with USDD and UST. For starters, the burn and mint mechanism, where when the peg goes over $1, you burn USDD and mint Tron, and vice versa. Same thing with Terra Luna. Terra Luna set up their Luna Foundation Guard. Tron converted their Tron Foundation to a Tron DAO, which is going to serve the same purpose as LFG did. Both of the main collateral is Bitcoin. Number 2 is their native token. So the number 2 collateral on Tron's USDD is a Tron token. But that's where the similarities stop. Like Robin mentioned, between lockup period. Now, the only concern I see as far as it being, and when I say the first successful, I mean the first successfully widely adopted algorithmic stablecoin. And when you put a cap at 2 billion coins, so essentially a $2 billion market cap, can it really be the leading algorithmic stablecoin? Probably not. You have Cardano's coming out, which is supposed to be 8-to-1 over collateralized. And that remains to be seen when we see the actual white paper and see what they hold as far as reserves. But I think it's too soon with what happened to UST and Luna. And seeing as USDD was launched 3 days after the debacle, do they really have enough time to really look at what happened with Luna and UST and say, okay, we're not going to make these decisions. We're not going to make these same mistakes. We're going to move this way. We're going to pivot to this. I agree with Tox. 30% is not sustainable, but the only thing it's got going for it is the lockup period. With Anchor, you literally earn 20. You can put it in for a month, earn 20%, take it out. And so when the bank run happened on UST, like Robin mentioned, people just started pulling money out. And that really can't happen with Tron unless there's other liquidity pools, which Justin Sun has said that he plans on doing, dispersing it amongst more LPs across different chains than just on Tron or just on Ethereum. So can it be the first successful, widely adopted? Maybe. At its current state, I don't believe so, no. So.
I think there's just, there's so much negativity with Tron. And I tried to figure out why. And, if
you watch the deep dive you said is doesn't make sense, you'll understand why.
Comparing it to Luna doesn't make sense.
Of course.
Luna was built as a layer one. Luna was built as algorithmic stablecoin project. So algorithmic stablecoin on one side with their native token on the other side, and they're swappable.
There's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of differences too.
So if you rewound 1 month ago, if you just rewound the clock 1 month ago, are there a lot of similarities?
If you rewind a month ago?
Yeah. Before their stablecoin launched 1 month ago. So the existence of the project for the last 5 years.
Tron's main dApps are mostly, it started off with gambling. And then you have a lot of finance.
And Luna wasn't.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of differences and a lot of similarities. So it's very
outside. So the only similarity I see at face value is the simple fact that they've released an algorithmic stablecoin in the last 3 weeks. And the project's been around for 5 years. So fundamentally, I don't look at the two comparatively. I think they're vastly different. I think the problem with Tron is that they're not here widely used in North America and in Europe. And I think for that reason, I think that it gets kind of pushed aside. And I think because it had the big run up and it was the big golden goose over the last bull market, the one that pumped crazy and everybody made money, and then probably took the biggest L over the bear market. I think a lot of people really, got a bad taste in their mouth. Never really bounced back like the other projects did. The other layer ones, Cardano, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, all of these projects saw some significant gains lately or during the last bull run. Now, however, Tron was on the outside. I do want to look into. I've looked into Tron. I just haven't seen anything that is like. It screams to me bad project, man. I don't know, and everything I'm looking into is seems as though the fundamentals are there, the community is there, the track record is there, and I'm trying to make a case for why everybody hates Tron, and I'm just not seeing it. I mean, I think most of the beef comes with Justin Sun, and he launched some dating app in the past, and then ended up having a lot of underage people on there as well eventually, and so that was a bad look for him. And so maybe that is the reason behind it. I don't know, but as far as the chain, the base layer, the smart contracts, the ecosystem, I don't know, man. It checks all the boxes for me, man. It's fast, it's cheap. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you got any on the chain itself, outside of the algorithmic stablecoin that just launched 3 weeks ago? Do you have anything negative you found on Tron?
Justin Sun, yeah.
But on Tron, he stepped down in 2020 anyways.
But his name is forever linked to the project.
But here's the thing: if he's not in charge of the chain. So if you remove Justin Sun from the equation and you remove the algorithmic stablecoin from the equation, I mean, what's the problem with Tron? They have an ecosystem. They have a TVL that's just crazy. They're in top 3 TVL. They have a huge community. They have an ecosystem. They have DeFi. I don't know, man. I'm just, and the thing was I started doing my research on Tron to try to like have some good points to like, bro, this thing sucks. And I just couldn't find it, man. We got Forrest from Crypto Stackers on, man. Good to see you, brother.
What's up, Forrest?
I know Forrest got burned on Tron in the last run up, man. Yeah. So if you got some Tron insight, I'm trying to find a case to hate on Tron, man, and because everybody's doing it, man. I don't want to be left outside, but I don't know, man. I kind of like started looking into Tron, and it started looking appealing to me. I don't know what it is. Sean, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. I don't know. How do y'all feel about Tron? Do you like Tron? Are you open to more Tron? You know, what's your vibe? Put a 1 in the chat if you like Tron. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't like Tron. Game on.
I think there's better projects out there.
Yeah. Number 2. Everybody's 2, you know?
Is 2 no?
2 is 2 is no. 1 is yes, 2 is no.
You got a lot of 2s. Yeah. Tron, I mean, it's not a very robust ecosystem, honestly.
Yeah.
Close to 50% of their TVL is all on their lending platform, which I get it. Majority of L1s, but I mean 50%. We saw Luna's was close to 70% on everything was on Anchor. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's move on to our very next segment of our show, Talking Points. All right, so this was interesting. We talked about this last week. New York is moving forward, going to be putting a moratorium, aka banning proof of work mining in the state of New York. It seems like they're kind of walking back a little bit. Could they have felt some pressure from their constituents? Possibly. Let's dive in. So a lawmaker behind the New York crypto mining bill clarifies it is not a blanket ban on proof of work. Her name is Anna Kells, and she also wrote and sponsored the bill. The legislation seeks to prevent mining companies that use fossil fuels from renewing their permits. Kells remarked that the bill is not about proof of work crypto mining industry, but the use of power plants in New York. And she goes on to say, quote, if there is a cryptocurrency mining operation like there is one in Syracuse, where there are thousands of crypto mining computer processors, and they are directly tied into the grid, it is not a moratorium on that facility. Walking back a little bit. Kell said the bill would not affect small-scale crypto miners, and her definition of small-scale is operating up to 20 mining rigs.
You're not going to be able to get a Bitcoin reward with 20 mining rigs. Just don't throw that out there.
Make a little bit of money. Fred Thiel, who is the CEO of here in Nevada Marathon Digital, one of the largest crypto mining firms, I believe they're second behind
Core Scientific.
Core Scientific, yeah. He said, in the end, this is sending a message to miners to stay away from New York because these are only the first steps in what may become a wholesale ban on mining in the state. Nick Carter, who is the co-founder of Coinmetrics, said that the ban might seem more credible if New York had not shut down the Indian Point nuclear plant and replaced it with natural gas plants. So he's screaming, saying that they're being hypocritical. They're saying they're doing this for the carbon emissions, for the environment. They got to meet certain carbon emissions levels, but you just recently shut down a nuclear plant and replaced it with a natural gas plant. So what is really, what are you trying to accomplish?
What is New York doing, man? First of all, we were talking about there was a huge influx of miners that left China that moved over to the U.S., and a lot of them were setting up shop over there in the New York area with the excess power they get from Niagara Falls, which is hydroelectric, all clean. And obviously, this bill doesn't pertain to them. However, you're starting to see some accumulation of miners there in that area, and they're starting to be known for that. Obviously, Texas holds the number one or holds a hash rate as far as states are concerned.
They don't.
States?
They don't. They're number 2.
What state is above them?
Georgia.
Georgia. Well, shout out to Georgia. And then so I don't know, man. This whole thing where you're trying to ban the mining. We got Forrest Crypto Stackers in here in the chat, and he put together a little column or an article of sort on his Twitter. which we retweeted.
It was really good.
Pretty good read there. Kind of put into perspective how much money is spent securing the network for Bitcoin, and in comparison to its market cap. So, the money that is required to, that the miners are paying in the form of energy versus the market cap is a little they're not where they should be, put it that way. Yeah. You would assume that maybe 1 to 2% of a project would go to the utility bill, or maybe 10% at most, but far from that. Some interesting perspective.
And I think it's important because all we ever hear about and talk about is Bitcoin is great, Bitcoin is this, but it's important to look from the other side as well, or else we're never going to evolve. And so I was talking to Forrest about this, and I was like, look, someone's got to do it, man. Yeah. And if that person's got to be you, then
I've always I think Bitcoin is at the moment the cream of the crop. At the moment, the most secure investment in the crypto landscape. Now, most upside, most energy effective, or whatever it is, that's up for debate. But I think at the moment, compared to all the other assets, as far as security is concerned, longevity, Bitcoin seems to be it. And so if you're just trying to park an investment and let it ride for 20 years or something of that nature for retirement, Bitcoin is the jam at the moment. At the moment, that's the big takeaway. This is a growing ecosystem. And Bitcoin's been around for 13 years. I want to see what Ethereum will look like in 13 years. It's been around for what, 6, right? 6 or 7?
8 years.
8 years? Okay. So give Ethereum another 5-6 years. What's that going to look like? Give Cardano another 8 years. What is that going to transform into? Same thing can be said with Binance Smart Chain, with Tron, and then so a lot of other projects as well. So I think something potentially could take the reins from Bitcoin. I know everybody is all like, they want to stay on one side of the fence or the other. Like, no, Bitcoin will forever. It's the OG. It'll be there forever. I mean, more than likely, I think it will probably stay on top. But, I mean, who knows? And, I'd like to see competition. I'd like to see it. And you know what? Bitcoin's energy usage is not beneficial. It's not effective. Don't you agree? It's kind of a waste, right? I mean, now some people make an argument that energy usage is justified because it just shows the strength of the network. However, an argument can be said, and that's the way I look at it. There's no need to burn that much energy for how big it is.
But the problem is, if you try to increase the block size to make it less energy draining, then you're compromising the security of the network.
Wait, the thing is you're not gonna. It's not about the block size. The block size wars. Obviously, that was the last.
Block size will help energy consumption. That is a fact. But the problem is,
here's the thing: it's not gonna. If the block sizes are bigger, you jam more transactions in there. It doesn't mean that the miner. The problem with the hash rate and the energy consumption is the fact that the hash rate, the mining difficulty increases, and so whether or not you can jam 2 times more transactions or whatnot, it doesn't matter. If you're validating a block every, was it like 6 to 10 minutes or something?
I think.
Yeah. Well, however long it takes to validate a block. If that's what you're doing, people are just competing for it. And that's all it is, man. It's just a competition between the miners trying to get the reward. And it's all about a flex. Who's got more energy? And so whether or not you're putting more transactions in the blockchain, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But my opinion is, if it's just a free market competition, how many mining units can you plug in? How much collateral can you throw out there to borrow on, so that way you can get more mining units, so that way you can have more hash rate? That's all it is. It's just a race. And if one person's on top right now, somebody else is going to climb on top of them. And I think, and I've mentioned it before, I think if you put a pause the same way that you have a halving, if you just put a pause periodically on the mining difficulty, it would stop the enormous race to have more hash rate than the next person over. And so if the mining rate difficulty just keeps exponentially increasing, then you have to plug in more and more ASICs to mine. And that's all it is. And so if you just put a pause on that, maybe every 4 years you increase the difficulty. I don't know. I'm not deep into mining economics and how that works, but at face value, for me, you keep increasing the difficulty, people are going to have to buy more ASICs to mine. And just slow that damn thing down, man. That's my perspective.
Robin, they should put you on the Bitcoin Mining Council with Michael Saylor.
I mean, doesn't it kind of make sense?
Yeah,
it's like, and here's the thing. If you put a cap, let's just say theoretically, if you took the mining difficulty and you capped it, it would give time for the network, for all of the other miners that aren't as high, it would give them time to catch up. In turn, you would have the top players not getting the reward every single time, and hence you're diversifying the network.
But they have the most overhead.
They do, but you know what? It'd be
issue.
good for the miners if they could be like, all right, hey man, for the next 2 years, we don't need to buy anymore. We're capped out. We're at max. So maybe they can just autopilot for the next 2 years and let the other people catch up. And maybe this does nothing because the mining rigs that they would have bought would have went to smaller people. So in turn, you're going to increase the number. You know, you could make an argument for that as well.
There are so many layers to everything you're saying that, you know, if you were to sit back one day and just try to peel them all back.
But here's the beauty of it, is that we should be discussing these layers. We should discuss maybe there's a solution to securing the Bitcoin network and keeping it as secure as it is now, but maybe doing it a little bit more efficiently. And maybe that doesn't exist in the business model that we have. The model that is Bitcoin, maybe the only way it functions is the way it is. But maybe if we all put our heads together and we all make suggestions and we all test different theories out, maybe there's a way that we can have Bitcoin in the form that it is now without fundamentally changing it that doesn't take so much draw on the energy. And I think if you're open to that idea, I think it's healthy and it's good. And maybe it's for nothing. Maybe we look at it and we're like, you know what? The way this thing works, it has to be, you know, this way. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe we can save some energy. Maybe it doesn't need to burn up so much damn fuel. And you know what? I get it. I'm not trying to do the FUD thing here. You know what? If they're using green energy, cool, man. Like I'm not a hater. I'm just saying.
And, you know, I feel like miners and these companies that have these giant, you know, rigs, I think they're very, very resourceful, right? You had that, what was it, Ford or GM or BP? Someone. All the excess runoff gas that was being wasted anyways, they're using that to mine Bitcoin. You have companies that are moving close to data centers that are taking the fumes from the, you know, the energy that's being produced. They're using that to mine Bitcoin. So I think as we move along, instead of, and I'm not saying this is my take, but instead of, damn, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. It'll come back to me in a second. What's up? Yeah. So instead of looking to do a Bitcoin proposal or forking the network, you're going to look and say, okay, how do we make this system more efficient?
Yeah, I think you get the smartest minds together, all thinking about a solution. And the problem with the Bitcoin network is that the Bitcoin maxis are so stuck in their ways. They're like, you can't change anything. Don't touch it. I'm just like, look, you know, man, it's software. Sometimes you need to upgrade software.
And Forrest, I think, hit the nail on the head in one sentence in his write-up. We can't surely think that on the very first try, something that's supposed to change the world of finance and money, we got it right on the first try. Like, you cannot believe that. And I agree.
Well, we have mining proposals, you know what I mean? Like, we've changed things, you know, we've changed things before with the BIPs. So it is changeable, and it has done it in the past. So I'm just saying, I think that the Bitcoin community should be a little bit more open into the possibility of evolving the network to be more efficient. And the same way that, like, you upgrade software, you know, you have that Windows update to address issues. Why not do the same thing for Bitcoin?
Yeah. All right, let's move along. So some Elon Musk news. Twitter may not get its crypto-friendly owner. Elon Musk seeks exit from the Twitter deal. Company, and this is on the back of the company not meeting its obligations in closing the deal. In May, Elon Musk said that the $44 billion acquisition was temporarily on hold until he could verify that fewer than 5% of Twitter users were fake.
What's your over or under 5?
Oh, over.
Yeah.
For 100% over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason they haven't given them the numbers. This is a quote from Elon Musk's attorney. Twitter's latest offer to simply provide additional details regarding the company's own testing methodologies, whether through written materials or verbal explanations, is tantamount to refusing Mr. Musk's data request. So he's requesting numbers. They're saying, well, here's how we do it. Perhaps most important, however, this tussle has been deemed a clear material breach of the two parties' merger agreement that gives Musk the right to terminate merger agreement altogether. So a lot of people are speculating that if this Elon Musk acquisition does not go down, it would be bad for crypto. I don't see how it would have that big of effect.
I don't even know how this is even involved in crypto. I mean, just because I feel like if Elon Musk, if Elon Musk walked outside and broke his leg, he'd be like, "Oh, this is bad for crypto." Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Twitter acquisition has nothing to do.
Well, it's the whole
they have the tipping mechanism.
It's the speculation that if Musk bought it, he would integrate more stuff with crypto, blockchain into Twitter, and they're saying
he would put Doge in there. Like,
it's all speculation at this point. So yeah, I don't got much else to add to this, but it's pretty interesting.
It's interesting. Twitter is ripe with bots, and unfortunately, you cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, DM anybody and expect an answer because their mailbox is probably full of bots if they have any real following. So good luck sending a message to any congressman, any celebrity, any high-profile CEO. There's no way that you're going to be able to get a DM or an email or a message to that person for the simple fact that you're gonna be in the shuffle of robots.
Yeah,
simple as that. So I think they should clean it up. And who better to clean it up? Elon Musk.
Muskie?
Yeah,
that was weird. Right? All right, let's move on. So this is kind of funny. The SEC wants to be funny with a new game show, but social media is outraged, and so it's look at this, bro. Meme stocks. Okay. So last week, the SEC Office of Investor Education and Advocacy presented a campaign for, quote, investor education that includes a series of game show scenarios. I would love it if these were hosted by Gary Gensler himself. That'd be funny. The campaign is titled Investomania and includes a half-minute television spot, a 15-second instructional video on crypto assets, FOMO, interactive questions, margin calls, and guaranteed returns. The purpose is to, quote, assist investors in making sound investment choices and avoiding fraud. Here's how it works. There are two contestants and a host. First, the TV host instructs the competitors to choose a square on a game board that contains a variety of choices, such as internet rumors, celebrity endorsements, and guaranteed returns. Other alternatives are market timing, crypto to the moon, and tulip bulbs.
So social media got all pissed off, right?
Yeah, they're pissed.
Man, let's just have some fun, man. Why has everything got to be taken so serious, man?
Extremely disheartening to see the SEC pretty much denigrate investors in meme stocks as though they acted carelessly. Gary Gensler, how about a video about dark pools? Better yet, trading into the open. So,
you know what? The SEC already is stale, stiff, and by the book. I mean, look at Gary Gensler. I mean, the man literally looks like he's never wore a T-shirt in his life. And so, anyways, I'm just like, let them have a little fun with it. You know, everybody always so sensitive. Be like, well, what about the people that lost their money in meme stocks?
Would you like to see Gary Gensler be the host?
I mean, he'd be like, what is a security? Be like, good question. What exactly? Here's the thing, man. The SEC, so this game show that they're proposing here, game show, it's a question followed by an answer. So you have a direct answer. So when you say what is a security as an example, They're really, what do you say? Well, you have the Howey test, which is kind of like 5 variables, but, some of them, are up to interpretation. Actually, all of them, well, the kind of this one is. And in this one, I mean, it kind of fits in this box. And then it's just like, how are you going to do a game show where you're supposed to have a question and answer, and all of your questions have no answers because nobody knows what the hell you're looking for. And so nobody knows what a security is. Everybody has an idea what a security is, but nobody really knows. Nobody knows what the hell. Nobody knows what the hell the SEC is doing, man. That's all I got.
Put a 1 if you want to see Gary Gensler host the new game show. Or if you remember,
this is a commercial. This is not an actual game show.
This is a game show.
Would you
man.
like to see a game show, though?
I don't know, man. I want to see some regulation.
Some regulation?
I want to see the.
I want to see some regularity.
The irregularities. All right. Next article. Crypto and tech stocks vulnerable to quantitative tightening, says survey. As part of its bid to raise interest rates amid surging inflation, the Federal Reserve started reducing its asset holding this month by allowing assets to mature without reinvestment. Almost half of the 687 contributors to the latest MLIV poll that range from retail investors to market strategists found tech stocks and crypto to be the most at risk. Spurred by pandemic-era policy easing, the NASDAQ index soared over 130% from lows in March of 2020. So we talk about crypto and tech, and crypto and NASDAQ being so correlated. Quantitative tightening is here. Will crypto be the most affected asset class, Robin?
I think so.
Me too.
Not directly though. Obviously they're not issuing out bonds or buying bonds from corporate entities that have crypto. So I don't think that it's a direct correlation as far as transactions between bonds and crypto companies, but we all agree that as of lately, cryptocurrency is traded very similar to risk-on stocks, to tech-driven equities. And so because those are the things that are on pause, when you do quantitative tightening, when you have a slowdown of an injection of money from the federal government into companies, when you slow that down, you're going to slow down economic growth. And when you slow down economic growth, people get a little bit more tight in their wallet. And if you get tight in your wallet, you're not going to be investing in risk-on stocks. You're not going to be FOMOing in to this new tech company that's coming out because it's risky. And right now, it ain't the time to be playing around with risky stuff. And that's the way legacy finance looks at cryptocurrency at the moment. They're like, hey, man, this is not the time to get in. And so for that reason, I think the big losers are going to be your more risk-on stocks, tech, and cryptocurrency.
Amen.
Now, here's something, though. Another YouTuber, I was checking him out. So he proposed the idea, and also Forrest mentioned that with the elections coming up, the midterms, that this is the idea. We're going to get 2 half-point rate hikes for the federal interest rate, right? The next 2 months. So half point. And then that's going to lead up to September. And they're going to reevaluate. The Fed is going to reevaluate, hey, should we stop the interest rate hike? Should we keep going? I think they're going to keep going. But the consensus is because you have a midterm coming up, that you want to get reelected and all this jazz. And so because of that, you're going to put a pause on the interest rate hike. So that way
but the
you
Fed
get
has nothing to do with the government. They could care less.
Exactly. That's where I'm getting at. And I was thinking, I'm listening to these guys, and they're making this case that people want to get reelected, so they're going to put a pause on the interest rate hike in September because the elections are right around the corner. Makes sense at face value. However, the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, was just reconfirmed. He will be there for the next, 2 years, right?
2 years.
And so he ain't going nowhere. So he could care less what happens in the election. He could care less what happens.
He should care less.
Yeah. And so he going to keep doing his thing. And you know what? If interest rates need to go up because inflation hasn't went down, he going to still crank it up because the dude already got his job. And you know what? If anything, he was appointed by the Republican Party. And then now there's a Democratic Party. Maybe he wants to sabotage the whole thing. He's like, yo, I want my homies back. I want my homies back. And so for that reason, he going to turn the gas on, bro. He going to turn that dial, and maybe he going to crank up them interest rates. And that way he can boot out and drain the Democratic Party out of office and put in his buddies, the ones that put him there in the first place, the Republicans back. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the phone and old D. Trump like, hey, you crank that thing up, bro. You crank that thing up. Get Biden out of there. Right? He's like,
I thought I was a conspiracy theorist here.
Tell me Donald Trump. Tell me Donald Trump.
Donald Trump talks
Tell
so
me
much
Donald
crap
Trump
about
won't
Jerome
pick
Powell.
up the phone and then tell Jerome Powell to sabotage the whole thing so he can get back in office. You know he'll do that. You know damn well he'll do that.
He would. I don't know if he's going to. But something. If I find out he did, I would not be surprised.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think that's more likely.
You got your conspiracy hat on, huh?
That's right. I also got my Sin City Crypto hat on. You like that?
You know, yeah. Oh, look, it's not a Raiders attire. So for me, I think crypto will be the hardest hit, along with tech stocks. You got to remember, a lot of this debt that the Fed brought on was from the tech sector because they suffered the most. So as a dump, it's going to dump the tech sector. Along with it, it's going to dump cryptocurrency. People don't when we were sitting at our homes in March, April, May of 2020, all this free money, well, not free technically, but all this money flowing to our bank accounts can't go anywhere. A lot of our credit card companies paused our bills. We were getting unemployment. And what do? We degened into crypto projects. That's ain't happening no more. So I definitely think it will affect cryptocurrency. All right, let's move on to our NFT segment of our talking points. So first, top 8 NFT marketplaces by volume in the month of May. We have OpenSea coming in at number 1 with a little over 1 billion. And I was surprised to see LooksRare so far back. They are currently number 5. X2, Y2 is the very next, sitting at 553 million. And then you have Magic Eden, which is Solana's main NFT platform, coming in at 538 million. Gem, LooksRare, and then Genie, and then a couple other blah, blah, blah. So just to kind of see what kind of volume we saw in the month of May. All right, now some news. If you're a BAYC holder, some bad news. A couple of bad news. BAYC smart contract function allows unlimited minting of new apes by single wallet. An NFT developer by the name of Fubar has called attention to a Bored Ape smart contract function that would allow a single non-multi-sig wallet to mint an unlimited number of new apes. The issue has been brought up before, but the BAYC team has yet to take action. BAYC said it would revoke the access soon, but nothing has changed more than a year later. The wallet can arbitrarily change the metadata associated with each existing ape. Robin, are you surprised that A, they haven't done anything about it, and B, do you think that maybe one of the founders is maybe the...
it would make sense. I mean, if you got the master key, it's probably the founder, right? I mean, that's essentially what it is. You got the God code over there.
But it's
this is for the new apes, or
this is for the existing.
The existing one.
Here's the issue though. Not even the founder is supposed to have a master key. Like, that's not supposed to happen. But I'm thinking a year ago this was brought to their attention and they did nothing about it. They either don't care, which I find highly, highly hard to believe. All the money they're making on secondary, the ape coin drop, everything else, this leads me to believe that they're the holders of it, which in itself would be bad. So it's just bad.
Okay. If they're the holder, if you're not the holder, but if you are the holder, I'm concerned. Why am I concerned? Because everything that is in this entire ecosystem, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, has been hacked, right? Everything from top to bottom has been hacked.
Why are you spoiling the next article?
And because everything in that damn thing's been hacked, their Their Discord's been hacked. Their Twitter's been hacked. Their OpenSea contracts have been hacked. Everything's been hacked. God forbid if somebody hacks
This wallet.
and gets access to it somehow, whether it's a phishing or some link thing. Good God. That is literally the self-destruct button, right?
Here's what's concerning, right? Not the fact that, well, it's all concerning, but not the fact that you can mint an unlimited new apes, but the fact that you could go in and change the metadata of the existing apes. That is horrible. So you can take the number one ranked Bored Ape and change the metadata and turn it into the worst ranked ape. No bueno. If I was an ape holder, I would be wanting questions like, hey,
let me ask you a question.
Hey Rocco, hold on. Did you put up what Big D said about the only thing they can do is send the contract to a burn address? No, I did not. Throw it up there. This is interesting. The only thing they can do, this is what Big D said, is send the contract to the burn address, but then they will lose royalties. Well, guess what? Yuga Labs, you ain't hurting for money. You're still going to make money. It's just one wallet. So, yeah. Go ahead. What were you saying? You forgot.
If you had the wallet, what would you do with it?
I mean, I'm an ethical person. I'm not a piece of crap. So I would either fix it or I'd get rid of it. You know, if I lose a little money,
wouldn't try to mint.
Hell no, man. Nah, dude, that's messed up. Because here's the thing, right? I'm still gonna be, if I own the wallet, that means I have an ape or a few apes. Why would I push the self-destruct button?
I was just curious, man.
On a private, what would you do? You would mint, wouldn't you?
I'd probably do something that fundamentally doesn't change it. So I'd probably change all the laser eyes to maybe like googly eyes. You know, the ones that like rattle around, or maybe change them all from apes to maybe like kitty cats, like gatos.
Yeah, that will not do anything to the project. Yeah,
you just lost, bro.
You just lost thousands of people.
No,
millions of dollars. Good job, Robin.
Or maybe I would just I'd put a little watermark in the corner or their logo.
Yeah, definitely don't change metadata because you will get knocks on your door like Do Kwon's wife in South Korea. All right, Robin mentioned Discord hacks, Bored Apes hacks. Well, their Discord got compromised. And it wasn't a small compromise either. The Discord group of one of the biggest NFT collections on the market was compromised for a moment. 200 ETH worth of NFTs were impacted, which most likely means that users transferred around $350,000 worth of NFTs to scammers. Unfortunately, there is no way to return the stolen assets, especially if scammers already sold pieces on secondary markets. Now, previously, their Discord channel was compromised, but the losses that time were about 100,000. The team also reminded its subscribers that they are not doing any surprise mints or giveaways ever. They might not be doing any surprise mints or giveaways, but they definitely do surprise drops.
Yeah, like how are you going to sit here and say, like literally, hold on, go down. How are you going to sit here and say, the team, as a reminder to subscribers, they are not doing any surprise mints or giveaways. It was a month ago. You minted a top 30 ape coin project that just dumped them out there. Airdropped them. No, surprise. Here you go. Literally. How is this? No surprise mints. You literally surprised everybody with the Bored Ape Yacht Club freaking coin. The ape coin. Literally. Because I remember I talked to somebody. He was like, man, I just happened to buy a Bored Ape. And what was it? Remember that guy at the airport? Yeah. He was like, yeah, I bought a Bored Ape. And 4 days later, I got airdropped some mutant ape tokens. Or, you know, the ape tokens. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, that's nice. So, surprise.
Look, Discord hacks happen very often. Like if you're in Discord and you're in the NFT space, if there's a surprise mint, stealth mint that hasn't been talked about, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's better to wait, get more information. Don't FOMO in, and especially if they say, oh, it's only the first 1,000. If it sounds too good to be true, 95% of the time it is. Be careful, be vigilant. Don't lose your money. All right, and then I think there's one. Oh, here we go. Move to earn game. Rocco, plug your ears up, Rocco. I don't know if you want to hear this, my friend. Move, you already know. Move to earn game Steppen hit with DDoS attacks again. And guess what network Steppen lives on? Anyone want to take a guess? Solana. That's right.
Solana.
Solana strikes again. The popular crypto game Steppen was hit with a number of distributed denial of service, also known as DDoS attacks this weekend, the third such occurrence in as many months. Like, when are you going to fix this, man? This is like running your head through a wall, ouch, it hurts, and then continuing to do it. Do something. And yesterday, users were also notified that the game was experiencing network congestion after it was hit with 25 million DDoS attacks in a short period. Rocco, are you dumping your stuff?
You're
Not yet. Not yet.
You remember we were doing our show, I think it was Friday, I don't know. Anyways, some show last week. And I was sitting here saying, I'm like, for the base user, you might not be concerned when it comes to a network going out or there being a DDoS attack. You know, you might not be like, it doesn't affect me. But who it does affect is the developers, the dApps, the ecosystem, and the people that are building. And so you got to look at the project. Steppen has got to be looking like, did we make a mistake?
Yes, they did.
Did we make a mistake launching on Solana?
This is what happens. Everyone always talks about ETH is too expensive. They go to Binance Smart Chain. They go to Solana. Well, this is the price you pay. It's like going to the store and you can pick between cheese that's off-brand and cheese that's on-brand. When you get home with the off-brand cheese, it's not going to melt on your enchiladas. Trust me. I know.
American cheese might be just...
What's your favorite cheese, by the way? What? Right? They don't melt. What's your favorite cheese? I'm a Gouda guy. Smell Gouda?
I like brie, Parmigiano.
Of course, you're Italian.
Yeah.
Okay, non-Italian cheese.
So what kind of cheese are you melting on enchiladas, by the way?
My wife does it. I think it's the Mexican blend. It's got Colby Jack.
You know, Mexican blend literally has no Mexican cheese in it, right?
Yeah, but it's got... that's the name. Burrata, yeah, Burrata is really good. I love Burrata. Anyways,
it's like when you see like the California champagne, you're like, it's interesting.
It's not champagne.
Mexican blend.
What?
It's got Kobe Jack, cheddar,
spicy cheese.
My highlight was actually a Barbera d'Alba. It was made in Paso Robles, and I saw it in Alba is a city in Italy, and it was made in Paso Robles at Trader Joe. So stay away from that.
Stay away from it. Okay, you heard it from our in-house Rocco himself.
You know, sometimes, at face value, you get tricked, man. The other day, I went to the Eiffel Tower, and I was like, wait a second. This isn't Paris?
You're an idiot. I feel like Robin.
Statue of Liberty.
All right, we're...
Fake.
Wait, I'm in New York and Paris? All right, we're done.
Like, what do you mean it's an 8-hour plane trip? I got there in 8 minutes on foot.
All right, let's move on to our next segment of our show and our last segment, the market analysis.
Did you see Talk said he called Solana Saluna?
Ooh. Solano, Saluna.
Almost like salami.
You leave salami out of this.
I'm going to the butcher shop after this.
Do you like hard salami or soft salami?
Soft salami?
Well,
salami has to be hard, bro.
Well, there's two different. There's a hard salami and a regular salami.
That's
If his house made salami, you can eat it fresher. Like my uncle actually killed the pigs every year and makes fresh salami.
You better be careful, bro. It might be some PETA people in here. PETA.
You know what? Give me a pita and some salami. How about that? some gyro sauce.
All right. Let's take a look at what the markets are doing. We are currently sitting at $1.27 trillion in overall market cap. 24-hour volume has gone up since Robin went over last time. We were close to 68 billion. We are currently approaching 71 billion. And there are two coins that I am eyeing that I believe will have a 10 to 15% rise. And I will go over that towards the end in our TA section. Bitcoin dominance reaching 47% as ETH dominance continues to drop. We did a Twitter poll. Would Bitcoin dominance during the bear cycle, during this bear market, hit 50%? over or under, and it was split right down the middle. I think we got like 32 votes. Some half people said over, half people said under. Robin, you think we're going to get over 50% at the very bottom of the bear market, or throughout the bear market in general? Would we?
We're only 3% off.
It fluctuates.
No.
I
think we'll get close. I think we'll get 48, 5, 49. What do you think?
I think we'll definitely get over 50.
We haven't been over 50 in a while, though.
I know.
When's the last time we got over 50? Was it 2018?
Let's take a looky. That's market cap. This is excluding Bitcoin. Right here, Bitcoin dominance. So the highest we got to 87% back in 2016. Since then, we've gotten as high as 69, 71%. This was in 2021. So, I mean, I don't know, man.
Okay, so it got up to 70% the last bear market?
A year ago. Yeah. This was in 2021. January 1st or February 1st, 2021. 71%. Hard to believe, right? So, anyways, let's go back and take a look at some prices. Bitcoin's still holding over 31K. I do believe 30K is the local bottom, not the long term, the local. So I think we will trade above 30K for a while, unless, of course, some big news breaks. Bitcoin and crypto are very sensitive to the rumor and news. So you got the Fed rate coming up, the CPI coming up. You got the bill that's going to be out tomorrow. Now, it's not something that's going to be enacted. It still has to get approved by the Congress. But depending on what's in that bill and the direction they're trying to take it into, could be a rally or a sell-off for crypto. You have ETH down 3.36% over the week, and then Tether and USDC. USDC crossed over 50 billion in market cap. That's pretty huge. Cardano up 11.47% over the last week. Here is what I'm thinking about Cardano. So if you guys remember back last year in September, we had the Alonzo fork, right? Or the Alonzo mainnet. This is when smart contracts were introduced. Cardano's price rallied to all-time highs 3 days before it was actually launched. And then when it launched, it tanked. Are we seeing something similar with the Vassal hard fork coming this month? Robin, are we seeing something similar? Obviously not to the same magnitude. Obviously, we're not going to see all-time highs. But Cardano's rallying 15, 20% over the last week and a half. Is it same situation going to play out that we saw back in September of last year?
No. So we had the implementation of smart contracts, basically kicked off the functionality of Cardano. It made Cardano what it's supposed to be, a smart contract platform with dApps and DEXs and all of the things that we have come to call normal in a layer 1 blockchain. It came to fruition. Now they're just trying to make it scalable, efficient, and all that jazz. So definitely not as impactful, but huge milestone. Let's not discount that. Now,
once Hydro comes,
so when I think of Alonzo, I'm like, what's the best Alonzo out there?
What?
It was pull up my laptop. So we got Alonzo Mourning, one of the great NBA basketball players. Now, forget all the other hard forks. This man right here is the best Alonzo out there. Thank you. That's all I got.
Wow, that was such amazing insight, Robin. Thank you so much. That was great. All right, and then
You're an Alonzo Mourning hater?
I'm not a hater. I just.
And we have a H Pro asking if you're going to be around the blockchain today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention. We will be on Around the Blockchain. Make sure you come by, support your boy at Bad Boy Crypto. 2 o'clock. So 2 hours and 5 minutes from now.
Yes. And then rounding out the top 10, we have XRP, Binance, USD, Solana, and Dogecoin. Solana is pumping a little bit, up 5.6% over the last 24 hours. Let's look at the health. Is money flowing into DeFi? The answer is yes. All the top 10 projects except for Waves is in the green as far as total value locked over the last day. We have seen inflows of, what was the number? I think it was like 100 or $80 million, something like that. So Ethereum number 1, BNB, then you have Tron, Avalanche, and Solana at number 5. Now, over the last 1 month, Phantom has had a big exodus into, I was like, what is he doing? Phantom has had a big exodus because of news of their Deuce, I believe it was Deuce or DU, whatever, their stable coin. Andre Cornier leaving. Then you have Polygon just getting siphoned out. The only thing in the green over the last month, as far as total value locked, is going to be Tron. And a majority of that, let's take a look. Just Lend, 47% Just Lend. And their number 1 borrowed asset on Just Lend is USDT. All right.
Forrest earlier said, he said something like most of the total value locked supposedly
Tron's
is Justin's son's like personal wallet or something.
Yeah. All right, friends. So we are taking a look at the Bitcoin weekly chart. Rocco, yes, thank you, sir. You're a good man. So we saw an unprecedented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red weekly candles. Looks like we're seeing some relief now. Here's
we closed at the green weekly candle after that.
Yeah, this is
nice.
the last week of May. We closed, but this
could be the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. Local bottom. I think local bottom. And here's what I want you guys to focus on. Okay, this candle right here. This is called an inverted hammer. And with any type of candle formation charts, the longer time frame, the more you can put as far as it's going to happen. There's a word that's the tip of my tongue, but I can't get it out. The more weight you can put on it. And when we see an inverted hammer after an extended downtrend, this is extremely bullish. On top of that, it printed on the weekly chart, extremely bullish. What's the next target I'm looking at for Bitcoin? It's the one Forrest said, if we cross under, we're in a bear market. It's $34,583. Let's just call it 34.5 to be safe. So that's what I'm looking at. So again, this is not financial advice. If you're looking to swing trade in the next month, 2 months, or even if you're an options trader, I think a good play would be to get into a 2 to 3 month Bitcoin call option. Have your target price at around $31,500. Options are great in a sense. You limit your downside, but your upside is uncapped. So if it goes over 34.5, you can make a lot of money. Let's look at ETH. So for ETH, we're going to the 4-hour chart. And just to revisit the pattern that we printed or that we drew here, it was a cup and handle. Looks like 2 days ago, we completed the handle and we broke outside of it. Now, the price target I'm looking for ETH to complete this pattern is a little over $2,000 at the very top of this handle. Again, not financial advice, but technicals say might not be a bad entry point if you want to make $140 per ETH.
ETH broke 1,900.
Yeah. ETH is fine. It just like when we lost volume on NFTs, ETH just started tanking faster than it should have. But when the NFT market's on fire, when the ETH merges here, there's no selling pressure from miners. ETH will be one of the top projects. And who's to say ETH won't flip Bitcoin in the next bull run? Right? I think it's definitely possible.
It's possible.
Definitely
you just
possible.
look at the utility. People are using it.
And like I said, and if NFT markets are on fire,
you can store value on there. So you can theoretically do the same principle where you would store value in Bitcoin against the dollar. Do it with ETH, but you can also use ETH as far as its dApps.
Yes. Now, what are the 2 coins that I am eyeing for a big move? Well, the first one is Polkadot. So this is on the 4-hour time frame. Let me switch it over to the daily time frame. So I have this. We saw the same thing, I believe, on Avalanche. Yes, Avalanche. We talked about Avalanche on Friday. $23.50. Same thing, descending channel. Here's the thing with Polkadot. The price target I'm looking for is $12.68. If I just right here, if I hide the drawings and I throw on the Bollinger Bands, Polkadot is primed for a big move. Now, which side is it going to go? Well, let's take a look. So you have the markets moving sideways. Volume has been decreasing. And you have the RSI sitting at 42. So more closer to the oversold side than the oversold than the overbought. Also, we are at historic lows for Polkadot. I mean, we've consolidated right in this higher 8 to mid $10 range for a long time. We've been here since the 19th of May. So almost 3 weeks ago. So my bet, we know for a fact we will see a big move. I'm seeing a 10 to 15% move for Polkadot. And based on everything I just went over, I think it will be to the upside. My target price would be around $12 to $15. So I would put in trail stops, put it at 12, put it at $13.50, put it at $14.50 and $16, depending on how risky you want to play it and how greedy you are. And then the last one, hope Algosaurus is near. Algorand, same thing. Bollinger Bands at like not all-time lows, but we haven't been this low since December of 2020. So will it go any lower? I don't think so. Same thing here, closer to being overbought than or oversold than overbought. Algo is another coin I'm looking at getting into. Big move coming. I try to keep TA as simple as possible, right? I read a lot of Will Clemente, Gareth Soloway, and they're absolutely amazing analysts. I try to take all that information and keep it as simple for you guys as possible. When you're looking to see if there's a big move coming, it's as simple as throw some Bollinger Bands on. And if it looks like they're coming together, we're going to see a big move. Then you have to figure out if it's going to be to the upside or to the downside. Of course, everything in TA is not 100%, but my bet is we'll see a move to the upside for Algorand, and my price target is around 55 cents. So you can make a nice 15% profit, about 30% profit if you get into Algorand. Of course, not financial advice, but yes. All right, I'm done.
And then Apple just announced all their new lineup of products. The
iPhone 19.
Yeah. So here, pull up my laptop here. We'll end with this. So we got a new MacBook Air, new MacBook Pro, the M2 chip, and here is something. I only reason I clicked on this article is because it has Apple Pay, and so they have Apple Pay Later. So
let's add more to the debt.
So you can. Yeah, you can lend, basically you can borrow. So now Apple's going to be a new creditor. So not only are you going to owe money to Citibank and all the other banks.
Apple's backed by Goldman Sachs, so will we see? And Goldman Sachs has been very pro-crypto lately.
Yeah, watch out. You never know.
My friends. Keep your eye. All right.
I want to say something. Last night I was paying something with PayPal. And since I have some Ethereum in PayPal, they give me the option to pay in Ethereum. Yeah, the checkout.
Yeah.
So with PayPal,
you didn't, right?
I did not. Absolutely not.
Good job.
You hodl your Ethereum, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Producer, roll the outro. Friends, family, crypto fam, we are done with our show today. On behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, we love you guys. We appreciate you. What a great way to kick off the week or Monday. Make sure you come support Robin around the blockchain in 1 hour, 56 minutes on BitBoy Crypto.
And then tomorrow, we'll have a members only video. So if you are a member, we're going to have a look into the day in the life of Big Rob. Following week, we'll go into this guy.
And how he never responds to text messages. All right, guys, we are done. We'll see you guys on Around the Blockchain. Until tomorrow, peace.
I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas I goof on. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. She say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bag. That she ready for the next, I won't not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lady. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove. baby. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Question marks along your brain, wonder if you should try again. Look at me inside your braces. Can't focus when we face to face. Plenty things I could go say. Name a place I go and pay at. Said she won't know, boo. Been around the world, plenty things I can show you. Taking flights to GA for our soul food. Gotta pay 1K for GA at my shows too. Keep it 1K with my fans even at my lows, ooh. That's why I'm back. Show your man the things I've showed you. Tell your man how I used to hold you, but I won't hold you. Your new man is lame and all I spoke is true. Light one smoke for you. That sadness comes with cold too. This madness come with shit that's overdue. You strong with yourself, nobody else holding you. But I ain't holding you. You the one I need when I'm off that perk or two. Hit that thing early, got your sleep like curve for you. All these lame ass bitches I curve for you. All these packs and pearls I burnt with you. It's up now, baby, it's stuck. They can look, but they cannot. They gon' hate, so I keep that tuck. All this ice on me like pucks. I work hard, don't need no luck. Only thing I need is my Glock. When there's bread, these birds gon' flock. When they dead, I let them rot. I ain't tryna leave you up, I said stop waiting. And I don't got time for these pussy fuckers playing. You gotta read between the lines that I am saying. Ain't got no time for no more bullshit conversations. Cause I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Yeah. Ooh, it's running right on the wall. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D's turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on a island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, whoa, yeah. You say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bags. Said she ready for the next step, whoa, not so fast. Slow down, slow down, slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lace. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out the park, now I feel like Babe Ruth, baby. This shit I can't do, baby. No, I can't move, baby. Nothing I can't prove, baby. I got 16